for watching. If you are watching live today, Sunday, September 7th, it is about 1 o'clock Eastern Time that I'm starting this. And it's not your typical Sunday night retro where I've got one or two or three particular things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about whatever we're going to talk about. Whatever we're going to talk about is whatever we're going to talk about today. There are a couple of things that I do want to talk about and some projects going on out here in the workshop. And hopefully you'll join me for that. If you want, if you're not joining at the start of the live stream, excuse me, one of the things that I do for channels that I like to watch, especially for live streams that might have topics that particularly interest me, is I go to the beginning of the live stream and I turn the speed up to 1.5, 2 times normal speed. But your choice. Thanks for being here. So one of the things like moving into the workshop today is I brought my 12-volt battery and my 400-watt inverter. Nothing very big. You're not going to live off the grid off of this thing, but it was something that I bought to initially get into solar power. Not because I'm particularly big in solar, but I think it's interesting, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. I think solar is cool in the sense, and if you'll follow me, you might think so from a different perspective as well. But I want to get the disclaimers out of the way. I think renewable energy, which I consider solar, wind, and hydroelectric to be renewable forms of energy. And I think, of course, those forms of energy have an environmental impact as well, just like non-renewables. Like nuclear has spent fuel rods, oil has, drilling and refining and processing and all of that stuff. But here's the logic that I use, right? Nobody until maybe 100 years from now, when we might all have a small thorium reactor powering our houses and our factories, is we can't have our own oil refineries. We all aren't going to have an oil well buried hundreds, if not thousands of feet under our houses. We're not all going to be lucky enough to have rights to waterways on our property that we can build hydroelectric dams on, no matter what the size. Although some people do, and that's great for them. But what I can do is I can put solar on my property. I can get different chemistry batteries to put on my property. And essentially, in that aspect, I can have my own almost limitless gas station to power whatever I want. So even though I don't have my solar panels up at the workshop today, those will get moved later this week, I do have my batteries and my inverter, and going to switch over, at least for a little while, some equipment over to the inverter. And I'm just going to check on it. Turn on some of our stuff, and then going to go over to the inverter and see how bad it is. How quickly we'll drain this battery. And 25%. 25% is about all we've got today. For all we're drawing right now. And the only thing that I've got powered off of this is we're powering this ThinkPad, which is what's up on screen. And charging the iPhone that I'm capturing the video from. I don't know. I just think one of the things I like to start doing, just as a matter of principle, is to start powering retro projects with solar power and stored solar, if I can. Now I'm going to add one more thing. I'm going to turn the monitor, my LCD monitor on. And one of the PCATs is going to run over. Converter, because there's no quick path to it. Guessing my battery's not very big. I'm still only at 25% what the inverter can invert, but I've already drained the battery by half. And I haven't even been on it for a couple of minutes. Well, we'll turn the PCAT off. We'll turn its LCD monitor off. We'll just keep driving the ThinkPad for the time being. Actually, you know what we can do is I'm going to bring up a Word document. What I'm looking for is page setup, layout, vertical alignment, centered, great. And Well, what do we want to do first? Well, we've got so many projects. So many projects. So I'm going to try to work on the PC portable if I can. Okay, 64K, 56K, system ability, yeah, alright. I thought about replacing the XT motherboard in here with a second rev, you know, the 640K motherboard, but even the prices for those, little higher than I'd like, especially, you know, operating on austerity right now. Not really spending anything on replacement parts or tools. So, do know, need to get the floppy drives out of here and try to figure out what's shorting the power supply, because this thing will not come on with either of these drives plugged in. So there's a tantalum that is probably gone bad, and need to get them out and troubleshoot the drives. So we'll need to find some of my service documentation. Come over here to the library. That's personal computer AT. That's PC network hardware and service. Hardware, maintenance and service, volume 1. This is good, but it does not cover the portable personal computer. And I do not have a guide to operations. Well, actually, that's not true. I'll be right back, folks. Be right back. So I have two things. Here is the guide to operations for the portable personal computer. We did an unwrapping of that in an earlier video. And then the other thing I have is a hardware maintenance service for personal computer systems. And this is supposed to be able to do service for PC, XD, PPC, and PC-AT. So we're gonna unwrap this. We're gonna unwrap it. I'm going to save the piece of paper. We'll put that in the binder later. I'm just going to turn the camera a little bit to the right. And take the binder out. It's in beautiful shape. And then what does this give us? IBM Technical Directory. Looks like January 1988 this was released. Okay. All the documentation and the shrink wrap. These are the hard tabs. Of course, this says locate the gray toned pages of the manual and replace them with the hard tabs that are in here. And then looks like there are two diagnostics discs. There's advanced diagnostics for the PC-AT and just advanced diagnostics for the PC, XT, and portable. Yep, International Business Machines Corporation, P.O. Box 1328-W, Boca Raton, Florida 33429-1328. And of course, they are not accepting mail there anymore. Unwrapping the documentation. This was something, this did come from Computer Reset. Of course, it says right on the document that loop back plugs are not included. Okay. Now I'm just going to move this off of the table for a moment. Okay. Spudgers come in handy when you can't find your box cutter or other sharp instrument for breaking through the plastic. Place. Okay. For those of you who are particularly interested in the PC network part, just going through here, there's a section on remote initial program load. And the part that I'm hung up right now is how do you build a server or get another PC on the segment to acknowledge and respond to the initial program load. That's where I'm kind of hung up right now. The reason we ended up getting the PC portable is it seemed like a least expensive method of putting together a whole vintage IBM unit that had everything, including a monitor, even though it was like 9-inch monochrome. Do not have a PGC, but we do have two voice communications adapters. One is in the AT behind me, and the other one is in the PC expansion unit at the other place that we haven't captured videos from in a while. Well, I think this is cool where we actually get to look at parts numbers. Certainly will make things a little bit easier when looking for parts online. Curious, what's number one? Oh, data acquisition distribution panel. And number two is the display. Alright, part supplements. What I'm particularly looking for in this manual will be to see if there's any take apart for the portable. Okay. Well, does not have a take apart guide. I guess that was to be expected, right? Okay. And even though it says to throw these away.
Oh, would you like these squash?
Hold on, I gotta pause. That was our neighbor brought over some fresh vegetables. So if you like eggplant, unlike don't have a separate channel for LMC foods, although who knows, maybe more people would like to watch that than watching me ramble on out here in the workshop. Well, there's that. And that wasn't able really to give me what I wanted, but that's okay for the time being. We'll put this aside. We'll put that back in the library, and I'm going to take another look at the guide to operations here. 325. Okay. Nope. Keyboard templates, moving your portable computer. Option installation. Of course, we did take it apart. We've got all the covers off. Of course, we don't have our coprocessor installed. We'll be looking for one of those. But okay. This is what I'm looking for. We're looking for to see, to take apart. I'll move the camera a little bit more. I want to take the floppy drives out of here. So we need to move the 2 discrete drive grounding screws. Okay. And of course, I don't have let's see. Wants an Allen wrench. Particularly a 5.5 millimeter or 732 inch open, 732s, forget it. Open-ended wrench or 3 millimeter Allen wrench, and remove the right discrete drive mounting screw. Oh, that was stupid of me. Okay. I'm probably not going to be able to do anything there. Let's see. This is the smartphone repair kit, but I think these too small. Okay. Well, that'll work, but Okay, not ideal. Just loosen it up a little bit. Okay. So this is the challenge. Now we're gonna have to use the flexible rod to get in here. Oh no. Of course, I don't know what size this is. Let's see. Is there anything like this in? I wonder. No. Number 7, 6. Yeah, that might do it. Okay. Well, I don't have an open-ended wrench. So, need to use this to get in here. Oh boy. Huh? Come on. Nope. There might be SOL on this. And took the connector and threw it way off. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get this out of here now. I'm gonna have to find an adjustable wrench that I don't have, and I don't have my adjustable Allen wrenches. I'll poke around. Check our solar system while I'm over here. According to this, we're less than 25% and still have a full battery. Go figure. Well, I guess that's good. Found some adjustable vice grips. Really not going to work for our purposes. I just can't figure out where any of my tools are. Well, I don't have a real toolbox anymore. One of these days I'll get another one, but I don't know how long that's going to be. vice grip is working for me to get in there to loosen these screws. Okay. Yeah. I know some people got a much more elaborate setup. They've got a computer with OBS, something else on it. Well, I was able to get one. Can't get the Hmm. Okay. I'll keep trying those vice grips again. And hopefully I can do it without trashing the insides of this portable PC. Nope. Not having a lot of luck with it. Does it fit? What's in that one? Surprise. Those two bolts at the bottom are not. No wonder it was giving me a hard time. Of course, both were. Okay. needle nose pliers. Does that make any difference? It does not. So, I'll just have to take a break from that for the time being. Yeah. Thanks for joining me in the workshop. Was just trying to work on the portable PC, but I don't have open socket wrenches that are small enough to get the bolts out that I need. So just kind of taking it easy for right now. Gonna have to stop at the Harbor Freight tomorrow and hopefully get what will fit appropriately. Because the tool that I have just won't do it. Won't do it at all. Even the those pliers I have aren't enough. Can't get enough torque on it. Oh, just the way it is, I guess. Thanks for joining me out in the workshop. Today's experiments are, can I run this off of solar? Can I run whatever piece of vintage I want to off of solar? And well, we've been going for an hour now. The lights and the laptop are only chewing up not even 25% of 400 watts, and the battery is still full according to the indicator on the inverter. So I just thought it would be an interesting project. Just thought that would be an interesting project. thinking, of course, one of the important things that I forgot is I ended up bringing some stuff up from the other workshop studio to attach a backpack, a 3.5-inch disk drive to the Tower AT behind me, but I forgot the software on the 5 1/4-inch disc to connect it also down there. So maybe something for later this week. So the other thing I planned on doing, I guess I can't do right now. Well, I appreciate you all spending this little bit of time with me out in the workshop, but I suppose I really can't do anything without the proper tools. So, let me save this. Yeah. We'll save that. It'll shut down. It'll bid you farewell until the next video. If you like this sort of content, please like and subscribe. Appreciate it a great deal. No subscription fee necessary. If you do want to contribute financially, I do have a Patreon link in the video description down below. And what I do with that Patreon money is to acquire and archive as much hardware and software as I can. Which, of course, if you're ever in North Country, New York, and want to stop by and take a look at the hardware and software collection, just have to make arrangements in advance. Be happy to have you. Always happy to have you as a fan watching, and appreciate your time. We'll see you in the next video.